All right, I'm standing next to one of my favorite mayors, New Haven John DeStefano. Why don't you tell me, I want to go right to the budget, because I think in terms of cities and municipalities that what's happening at the state capitol in terms of the budget is going to have a really big impact on cities. So why don't you tell me, why is it so important that the state get their act together and get this budget done?
Well, one of the reasons is we've said we've gotten our act together. We've reduced the size of our workforce. We've cut programs in New Haven. We've closed senior centers. We're closing an elementary school. And the reason for that is we realize that all our revenues are down, but at the same time we can't shift along dramatically higher property taxes or higher property taxes to our taxpayers. So we feel we've made tough decisions in places like New Haven and other municipalities around the state to control our budget. That said, we depend on the state because the state only gives us one tax to use, the property tax. In the case of a city like New Haven, they exempt 47% of the grand list, the tax base, from paying any taxes. And for most citizens, their most frequent interaction with government is with local government. So if state government cuts the amount of resources it sends to places like New Haven, then you're going to see an impact in the things that are most important to our families, our public schools, public safety, recreation services, library services, the kinds of things that people interact with most each and every day. This is a partnership. We've done our share cutting and balancing our budgets locally, and we're looking for the state to do the same.
I think as somebody who's very much into education, I think the ECS funding is the thing that really concerns me. Could you just explain to the viewers who might not understand ECS, what would happen if, let's say, for instance, ECS funding for New Haven would get cut?
Well, some cities get more than other towns. New Haven gets a lot of money. Smaller, wealthier towns get very little money from the ECS formula. It's a needs-based formula that reflects property wealth and, indeed, the wealth of families. And so what this funding allows us to do is to make sure that kids not only have good schooling, but have after-schooling programs, pre-kindergarten programs, understanding that the most important thing we can do to create jobs, among the most important things we can do to create jobs, is to make sure we have a workforce that's prepared. And today, you know, as we're filming this now in the evening, there are kids half a world away who are getting up and frankly are looking to steal work from our kids. When I went to high school, my competition was the kids I was in high school with. Today, that is not the case. You're competing with kids all around the world, and it's not just enough, frankly, to get through high school anymore. It is critical to get through college if our kids and our kids who are growing up in our communities are going to succeed. It's a different world, and we ought to prepare our kids differently.
Well, look, I won't hold you up from the festivities. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for talking to the My Left Nutmeg community, and hopefully we'll hear from you more.
Absolutely, and I think we both look good tonight.
Of course we do. All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.